In exactly what time? Thank you, Miss Walker. Yes, doctor. Tatoa was destroyed at 3:17 this afternoon. Is that bad? Last week, Santa Barbara was hit by an earthquake. I am not taking any chances. Oh my God, the landlady. She will destroy it. Santa Barbara? Get Mr. Witherspoon released immediately. Drive him home. You personally as fast as you can. Don't touch the thing. You did not, did you? You have not touched anything or moved anything. Not yet. Why? Because this is the creation of a disordered mind. And by studying it, analyzing it just exactly as he left it, I can come to a deeper insight into Mr. Witherspoon's problem. He is a loony. What else do you have to know? No, 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 no. It is not that simple. I cannot rent this place with garbage in it. All right, I will rent it. You? Yes, yes. I will give you double what you are getting. I will be up later with the check. Thank you, Mrs. Mulligan. He has escaped. Excuse me, Mr. Witherspoon. Mr. Witherspoon, should I call the cops? No, no, no. Everything is going to be fine. You got a handkerchief? Oh yes, yes, right away. Thanks. That lady had me dressed so fast. I left mine behind. Mr. Witherspoon, I do not know how to begin to apologize. Nothing in my training had prepared me for a case like yours. Well, nice meeting you. Where are you going? Away finally after 11 years. But what about tough? The voice spoke to me while I was in your hospital. It said, Edgar, have you ever been to Miami? I said no, but I used to think it would be a nice place to retire. Go for it, the voice said. You are off duty. You mean all this is not necessary anymore? Sure it is. It is absolutely essential. The world still has to be kept in balance. So who is going to? And look, it needs adjusting already. That is it. Now, if I can just get a ping-pong ball in there by 7:13. Well, I guess we solved that little problem. I would get cracking if I was you.
Impossible.
I refuse. Jeremy, really, you will grow to like it. Give it a chance. So long. Don't take any wooden nickels. Unless you really need them, of course. Mr. Witherspoon. No, a tambourine. I have to find a tambourine right away. Can you help me? Do you know where I can find a tambourine? If in the next few months you notice that there has been a spate of catastrophes or things are just not going right, remember that Edgar Witherspoon's replacement is learning how to make some precise adjustments. Don't worry, his education will not last long, and then you will have a chance to make a difference. Perhaps you might give thanks to a physician whose practice extends to the well-being of the entire planet. Dr. Jeremy Sinclair offers a unique form of preventative medicine found only in the Twilight Zone. The balance of all things. The human mind is a vast, uncharted territory, a labyrinth of winding corridors and locked doors where the line between brilliant perception and utter madness is often no thicker than a single strand of cobweb. For those who stand on the outside looking in, it is easy to dismiss the unusual, to label the eccentric, and to seek comfort in the sterile definitions of clinical textbooks. Yet, there are moments when the universe, in all its chaotic majesty, chooses the most fragile and overlooked among us to carry the weight of its grand design. In the heart of the bustling city, where the streets hummed with the relentless noise of progress and the skies were perpetually painted in shades of industrial gray, stood a weathered brick apartment building. Its facade was worn by decades of soot and rain, and its corridors echoed with the mundane grievances of its inhabitants. It was a place of ordinary lives, ordinary troubles, and one extraordinary secret. Mistress Milligan, the landlady of the establishment, was a woman of formidable presence and short patience. Her days were spent battling leaky pipes, unpaid rents, and the endless friction that arose when too many people lived in too close proximity. On this particular morning, her face was flushed with a mixture of exasperation and genuine anxiety as she paced the floor of the mental health clinic, her heels clicking sharply against the polished linoleum. She was there to see Dr. Jeremy Sinclair, a man whose professional life was dedicated to untangling the knots of the human psyche. Dr. Sinclair was a pragmatic soul, possessed of a tired but gentle patience. He had spent years listening to the delusions of the broken and the lonely, always seeking the rational thread that might pull them back to reality. But as Mistress Milligan began her impassioned plea, the doctor found himself listening to a tale that defied the standard categories of his training. "He is crazy," Mistress Milligan declared, her voice trembling with a mixture of anger and concern. "That is what he is. A loony, a nutcase, a genuine wacko. My uncle, Edgar Witherspoon, is always looking for things. It is not just that he collects junk, Doctor. It is the specific, irrational nature of his search. One day he is rummaging through trash cans, his hands covered in grime, looking for 3 paper clips or a chrome coat hanger. The next day, he is wandering down alleyways searching for 1 patent leather tap shoe. He goes to garbage dumps, sorting through the discarded remnants of other people's lives as if he were looking for buried treasure." Dr. Sinclair leaned back in his leather chair, tapping a pencil against his chin. He had heard similar stories before. The elderly, facing the quiet twilight of their lives, often clung to objects, finding comfort in the physical evidence of a world that was rapidly passing them by. Hoarding was a common symptom of a mind trying to anchor itself against the current of time. "But it is not just the collecting," Mistress Milligan continued, leaning forward across the desk. "He is always bothering my other tenants. One day he is knocking on doors begging for bicycle spokes. Then the next week it is baseball cards. And who do the tenants complain to? Yours truly. I am the one who has to listen to their grievances, the one who has to assure them that he is harmless. But is he? He will not let anybody into his apartment. Not even his own niece, Cynthia, who loves him dearly and worries herself to sleep every night. All that junk he is collecting stuffed into that small space, it is a fire trap. He could hurt himself, Doctor, and he could hurt other people, namely me. He needs your help." "What kind of things does he ask for?" Dr. Sinclair inquired, his voice calm and soothing, a stark contrast to her agitated tone. "Yesterday," she said, her eyes wide, "he wanted a yo-yo. He insisted he had to have it by 6 o'clock in the evening. And last week it was pieces of broken dolls. Heads, arms, legs. It is gruesome, Doctor. Please do something for his sake. And ours, of course." Dr. Sinclair sighed softly, looking down at the notes he had scribbled. The specificity of the items was unusual, but the underlying behavior was familiar. He promised Mistress Milligan that he would pay a visit to Mr. Witherspoon, to assess the situation firsthand and determine if the old man was indeed a danger to himself or others. The journey to the apartment building took Dr. Sinclair through the heart of the city, a landscape of towering concrete and rushing crowds. When he arrived, the atmosphere shifted to one of quiet decay. He descended into the basement level, where the air was thick with the scent of damp earth, old papers, and the metallic tang of ancient plumbing. As he navigated the dim hallway, he heard the faint, rhythmic clinking of metal, accompanied by a soft, cheerful humming. He rounded a corner and saw an elderly man with a crown of unruly white hair, dressed in a faded cardigan, intently studying the wall. "Ah, Mistress Milligan," the old man muttered, not looking back. "I think he has disconnected it. Down there in the basement." The doctor cleared his throat gently. "Oh, thank you. Thanks anyway, Mr. Pilchick. But I already found a brass thimble." The old man turned, his eyes